Hello. Yeah, that was, like some of the best stuff that we will ever cross is all the candid stuff. There was this man I worked with once upon a time. Hero was his name. He was from Korea, I want to say, or Hong Kong. I'm bad with geography. But anyways, yeah, I think he was Korean. Anyways, he is a phenomenal photographer. And just looking at his pictures, like on his Instagram, everything was like so candid. Like that is like the best stuff, right? That was like my intentions with this channel when I first started it, was to just keep everything raw, real, no editing, candid. I'm beginning to realize, editing isn't such a bad thing. I was going to tell, yeah, no, I'm not going to go there. But anyways, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I just wanted to pop in, say hi, and I hope you are well. And you're seeing and being a part of all the amazing changes that are going on in our world. Like focal point is key, right? So it was St. Patrick's Day the other day, and I was making note how, like, a lot of these holidays, when you learn the roots of them, many of them aren't something to be celebrated. They can be actually quite heavy and disturbing. And, from that, like, the channel I got on that is like, why are there all these holidays, around like some fucked up times? And basically, what I got back was, it's a way of generating energy to harvest off of, so to speak. Because life is like the purest energy, and it's so necessary. Nothing can exist without life. So, like, educate yourself, learn the roots and the truth of what it is that you're celebrating. And then even what we can do is work to transmute some of this stuff and actually take the energy as, we're waking up more and more, taking our personal power back, and then putting that out into the collective with like the focal points. And, like, transmutation through sending out the healing waves and actually consciously putting in that effort to, like, okay, this is what this means to me, like Christmas, right? I was decoding that one. I'm like, okay, Christ mass awakening into Christ consciousness, coming back to the connected collective consciousness. Yeah. I just had this urge to, well, my head started doing it, but it was like reciting some old school Morrison, Awake, shake dreams from your hair, my pretty child, my sweet one. Choose the day, choose the sign of your day, the day's divinity. First thing you see. Okay, so I want to do a rune. And the rune that I was seeing before I even started here was Leguas, which is like one of the keywords with that rune would be flow and water, I believe. And just thinking of and looking at like our water structure on the planet, right? Like all the waterways, it's like the very veins in our body, like the way our blood flows through our body, that's the veins of Mother Earth, is the waterways. And it's amazing, like to actually see that reflection, that as within, so without, and like Gaia herself, like the earth, is us. It's our body. It's all the details, the way everything flows, moves through us, the network, the connection, that is our world. And when we actually wake up into that and begin to make that conscious effort to treat ourselves as though we are the earth, that we really next level what true power is actually all about. True power doesn't instigate any form of fear. It actually, true power has a way of setting things free, of helping, awaken the beauty within each other by recognizing how, like, as a whole in the collective, the human collective, how like our differences are actually so important and so necessary. It's beautiful. We got to like embrace that more so, and hear it and like be open to it. Okay, Legwas. I'm good to read. Flow keyword, and it's on page 127. 7, 8, 9, 10. Going back with more impact because we've integrated all the lessons. There's our blessings. Wisdom. Okay, page 127. 127. So, leguas. Flow, water, and that which conducts. Unseen powers are active here, powers that nourish, shape, and connect. The attributes of this rune are water, fluidity, the ebb and flow of emotions, careers, and relationships. Leguas encourages you to immerse yourself in the experience of living without having to evaluate or understand. It speaks to the satisfaction of emotional needs, to the awakening of the intuitive or lunar side of your nature. For while the sun strives for differentiation, the moon draws us toward union and merging. This rune often signals a time for cleansing, for revaluing, reorganizing, realigning. A rune of deep knowing, it may call you to study spiritual matters in readiness for self-transformation. Success now lies in contacting your intuitive wisdom and attuning to your own rhythms. A rune of the self relating rightly to the self. Leguas signifies what alchemists call the conjunctio, or sacred marriage. Gabo. In fairy tales, it is the end where the hero and heroine live happily ever after. 2, 7, 9, 10. Yeah. Back to 1. It's pretty cool because like this new friend of mine, we were having a discussion, like what's the most powerful number of them all? Like which number? And I like the way he brought it. He's like, it would be 1. It always comes back to 1. And that's something that I've personally been working with, is like looking at the one, and like how everything, like even some of these far corners that have been and can be quite disturbing to me on like some of these extreme ends that some people in human nature go to, right? Um, I've been like really working to see how to return that back to one rather than being detached from it, which can be tricky for sure, but you know, I trust that 1044 that all the details will come together in time, right? And yeah. Yes. So recently I had like this revelation 1111. Um it was really cool because so universal law, nature, one thing is every extreme must and will come to know its opposite. So, like I've had moments where I've been so hard on myself, some of the road I've ended up going down, and I've actually come to like I forgive myself and I actually get it now. It was a really cool moment where I realized that would make sense why I went down some of these roads and to some of these extremes, because how could I possibly, return to my purity without knowing the toxic end, or, the order and the chaos, or dark and the light, you know? But a quote I'm remembering once upon a time I wrote was like, when we achieve alignment, what we want and what we need are one and the same. Perfect alignment makes sense, right? You only need what you want, because that's like ultimate strive, is to be able to not be attached to anything specific or anyone for that matter. Because when we return home to spirit, we recognize that, our people are always with us, and spirit will work through each and every one of us in different ways. That's why, like, everyone in your path, there's always some sort of exchange there, or can be, if we're recognizing that everything is for us and just paying attention to those details, right? So, immerse yourself in the experience of living without having to evaluate or understand. Just let it be. Our essence is to be, and when we truly see, we reach our free. I love you. I am love. I'll see you guys soon.